show you today are Google tools, or some Google tools. Specifically, I'm going to go over, you guys just want to see, I'm going to go over Google Drive, which some of you may know as Google Docs. And Will's going to go over Google Sites, which will allow you to do personal home pages and things like that. And then as time permits, we'll show you some other neat tools. If you're unfamiliar, what happened, I think about 2 years ago, the VCCS entered a contract with Google that gave us access to more tools than you would normally get for free, for one thing. The other big advantage is we can also log our students into certain things, so they will have a VCCS login so they can use the tools, or the collaborative type tools we can use together. There are two ways to log into Google through the VCCS. I'm going to show you the hard way because then you'll get the easy way fairly easy. If you go to the Google home site, obviously go sign in, and this is one thing that confuses a lot of people, or you'll see for obvious reasons. You have to log in with your actual Google email, or your VCCS email rather. Oops.
What site is that?
This is Google.
Just
Google. Yeah,
Google.
on the top right side of the Google homepage, you'll see a sign in. So sign in. And you sign in using your VCCS email.
Now you got mailed on.
I'm sorry?
You got email.bccs, is that?
Yes.
Using the Google student email account?
Correct.
Or using our company email account?
Right, this would be your VCCS.
Your student account.
Yeah, it would be your student.
Or faculty.
Or faculty, yes. I'll go ahead and show you both ways to log in, just so you know. But what will then happen, this is the confusing part, is then it takes you to the VCCS login. So I have to log in again just using my regular ID. Now, just so you know, now I'm logged in. What I could have done was go to the My CVCC page and just logged in as though I were logging into Blackboard or my email or anything like that. And then, you know, I did check to make sure I didn't have any embarrassing emails. Once I got to my email, then I would still be logged in and have all these tools. So let's say I went through the CVCC homepage or my CVCC page, I would still end up in the same place. Okay, so I'm logged in. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back to the. So I'm going to go back to the Google splash page. There we go. And over here, you see the little Brady Bunch looking thing, the 9 little squares. That's where we have the Google Apps. So if you click there, you'll notice you have your regular type of apps that you're probably familiar with, the search and the mail. And the thing I'm going to go over is Drive. Google Drive is a cloud-based virtual drive where you can save your documents. You don't just have to save documents, you can save nearly any file. Yes?
Slow down.
Okay.
Yeah, you said we could go in like through our.
It won't take it.
It did?
No. I went in through my home one, I already have one there, but it won't take it.
No, it's not live. You gotta go.
No,
in.
just-
She says she's
I
saying she
tried
can
mine.
go in through my
I went through my
CVCC
personal
and
one,
that
I
works,
can't-
but she can't
won't
do
go
it
in.
through the Google
It's gotta
Splash
be Gmail
page.
account.
This is a Gmail account, but my CVCC login this is
work.
my home Google
Don't
account.
use your CVCC line, use your Google email, not your line.
Yeah, I know, it's
Jay-
confusing.
Like
Blackboard.
Jay,
Like
Jay,
you try to
Like you go to Blackboard.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Go to myvccs.edu.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I glossed over that, I'm sorry. You know, your CVCC account is for this campus for CVCC. When you log into Blackboard or PeopleSoft, SIS, HR, that is your VCCS
Right.
login.
It's your student email account.
Your student or faculty, yeah.
Like I log into Blackboard?
I'll find out something that
Did you
VCCS
get it?
email. I don't
Just
remember
go
what
to
that
Google
put in.
Docs.
Yeah.
I don't.
There it is.
Click on Google Docs, just go to
Right.
Google.com, just type in a Google Docs.
You don't have to download
It's
it.
gonna be
You're
your
gonna,
username
that's an
and
app that you can
email
download.
.bccs.edu. Okay?
Okay.
From this screen?
Log in here.
Yes, you can log in
Yeah,
there.
you can, I've never done that, but
You can log in right there. And go to your Gmail.
I'm gonna show you what I'm doing.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Momentarily,
The network's slow over here.
Yes, the network is very slow.
Email, put in.
Okay, I know.
Just log in here.
Username.
yeah.
Log on.
This is your, that's your Gmail account.
Tim, you can just
So
say,
this is
okay.
the VCCS one, it's not my email account.
You can make your own email
This is your
account.
password.
Okay, and notice up in the right corner, you've got your little ready lunch to the left. Click there, and you got your apps.
Click on my CD.
Or from your Gmail page.
All right, thank you.
I have no idea.
Is everybody either at your email page, your Gmail page, or at the home page and logged in?
No,
Okay.
I got it.
It's confusing, I know.
I wanted to log in into this computer, so.
Now you can sign in to your laptop,
What do you do?
your regular user.
I'm gonna go, maybe,
And then your password.
for this room, what's the thing for this room?
There's not really room logins anymore.
There's no login room.
Okay,
I'm
go.
I
I was still logged in, so I couldn't text Catherine, so log me out back in the office, so I can log in here.
Okay.
Okay, this is what he's gonna talk about.
Okay, all right.
Okay?
Is everybody to a point that they can follow or catching up? Yes, no?
Usernames in too many passwords.
Okay, but anyway, Google Drive, notice in your apps, there's Drive. Okay, and as I said, that's a virtual hard drive, cloud-based, where you can store documents or any other type of file you want to store. So when I click on it, you're going to notice I have a bunch of different files here.
This is what replaced Google Docs.
This replaced Google Docs, correct? And it still uses Google Documents, okay? Same thing.
Different name was.
Right. So what can I do here? One thing I should have done here, I was working on the distance education faculty handbook right before I was leaving for break. And I finished it. It was good. It was saved. And I was saving it using Word documents over and over again, so I had different revisions and things like that. I did my final revision where I went through it and cleaned it up and all this stuff. And I got back and I don't know what happened to it. So now I've got to go back and do that again. Had I uploaded it to Google Docs, it would be sitting here waiting for me. So what I can do is if you click right here, upload. Let's say you have an important document, okay, that you want to save, and you don't want to save it on your hard drive. Or let's say you want to save it in a place where you can access it from anywhere. So if I wanted to work on it from home, I can upload it to my Google Drive, and I can access it from home. So I would click upload, files. I'm not actually going to do it because I don't have a file, but it would be the same thing as basically saving a file to a drive at this point. Everybody with me on that? We're good? Really simple.
Catching up.
All right. The other really neat thing about Google Drive is that you can share your documents. So I have this little test that I did. I made this back in November, I believe, and just typed in, I can share this. Sharing makes documentation easy. Okay? So I've created my own little document here, and you know, if I want to share it with other people, I have a lot of options. So I'm going to click share. And notice I've already shared this with Gail. So if Gail's logged in, I gave her Can Edit. So she can go into the document and edit it with me. Or I can take this link if I just want to make it so people can read it. I've made a document, I want to make sure everybody can read it, but I don't want you editing it. I can send it to people so you can read it. And you would get it directly from my Google Drive. So,
I have to do is select it and then share it.
right. So, let's say I wanted to invite somebody. I already invited Gail because I didn't want to risk having trouble with that. But all I would have done was I invite people. You notice she has her account here. I would have invited G. Kiger. @809 at email. I would have done this and simply shared it. When I did that, since I had her Google email address, it would send her an email letting her know that I've shared this with her. Which means she can, all she has to do is click in. Now she's sharing it. Now she can edit the document. So Gail, if you don't mind, go ahead and add something to the document if you're logged in. Okay? This is really handy when you're doing collaborative work. I'm on a committee with people from throughout the system, and we worked on a document one time this way. It was really nice because everybody had his or her opportunity to add, subtract things to the document. Now, one really, really neat thing about Google Doc, since this is a doc, is when I get a file, I can save it, or it actually saves by itself automatically. Okay, so this document is saved. Notice Gail is actually editing it from her desk right now. So I'm going to let her do her revision. This is easy to edit. Okay. Well, what I do is I have this thing called revision history now. All right? So let's say Gail and I work on this thing, and we're like, oh my God, what were we doing today? We've lost our minds. We need to go back to yesterday. My revision history right here will let me roll back to whatever day to whatever save that I might want to go back to. And notice Gail's in red. So if Gail came in and made some changes, and maybe I just don't agree with her, and it's my document, I can look right away and say, okay, Gail did this, and okay, I don't think it's quite that easy. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to go back to the edit from earlier. Okay? And notice this is an edit she made earlier. Okay? And we're okay with that, so we're just going to leave that as is. And I can save it from there. Or I can start over from there. The really nice thing, the other nice thing about Google Docs is it's pretty much as functional as Microsoft Word as a document maker. There are certain things that Microsoft Word obviously does that this won't. But if you're just going to do your typical collaborative writing or something like that, you can insert pictures, you can, let me get out of this. You can insert images, you can do really anything that you would normally do in Microsoft Word. If you're familiar with Microsoft Word or any other text editor, this is going to be very easy to use. So if you're working with students, this is a nice collaborative application because students can now work on a document together and not necessarily be in the same room. So if you're teaching a web-based course, and I would love it if you all would do cooperative learning in your web-based courses, come see me, and you have a group of, say, 3, you can have students work on one document together, all right? And if you're the instructor and you're logged in, you can also go back and see the revision history and see who did what. You know, who put the work in, when did they do the work? Did they do it the night before? Did one student do it the night before? All right, so you're going to be able to go through the document and see the level, the amount of work everybody put in and when they did it. Everybody following that?
So what page are you in now? Drive test?
Drive test is just a document that I made. If I go back to my Google Drive, this is what it'll look like.
You put it in the share?
Yeah, this
Or
is,
the share.
right, I shared it with Gail, but I didn't share it with anyone else.
Okay.
But notice I've got other things in here. You don't just have to do documents. I mean, this is a basic drive. I use this as a way to move a big file because Javil wanted to see something that I had done before, and so I just did this, uploaded this video, and I can play it right out of Google Drive. It's coming. But, so this was an easy way for me to share this with a faculty member without having to send a really large file to her, without having to make a disk or anything like that. I simply uploaded it to my Google Drive. Close it. And once it was uploaded, all I did was choose to share it. Yeah. All I did was choose to share it, and what I did, rather than share it with an individual, since I don't care if anybody looks at that biology video, you can look at it all you want to. I just copied this link and sent it to the person who I wanted to be able to see. When I copied this link, all I did was send it to Juvel in an email, and all she had to do was click on it, and she could see it and share it with anyone she wanted to also. So it's a really handy tool for that also, as far as sharing large files that maybe you couldn't email to each other. Does anybody else, any other questions about Google Drive? Yes?
You have to download from the internet site. Let's say you got a short video or a document or presentation. You have to download to your personal computer, save it, and then upload it to the drive, and then share it?
Yes.
Or can you do it directly from the internet?
No, you would have to create a file on your local computer.
Okay.
That particular video file is one I did, so
Okay.
I didn't download it. I had it.
You have it? Right.
Yeah, if you actually downloaded it from somewhere else, yes, you would have to download it as a file
Right.
and then upload it as a file.
So if you go to YouTube, you cannot do it directly from
No.
YouTube to the drive?
No.
Yeah, I have another off-subject
Mhm.
question. I signed up for some graduate math course this past semester in Florida or Kansas State University. I already have Google Drive through that university. When I created the Google Drive now, I have two of them now.
Yes.
So what do I do? What's the main thing?
But there's something I was also going to mention. One issue I have with Google is it's super sticky, as I like to say.
Right.
It's going to, if you are logged in with your VCCS account, it's going to bring you to the VCCS drive.
Okay.
And it's going to want you to be there.
Right.
All right, so it can be a little confusing as far as that goes. You have to be sure to log in to whichever drive that you're using.
Right.
I'm not familiar with any way to merge them.
Okay.
If anybody knows a way to merge them, please let me know. But yes,
But
so that's what the hand go up. It's like somebody knows.
Right. Well, if you download the Google Drive on your PC,
Right.
you have a symbol, an icon,
Sure.
on your PC. And if you click on that, where does it take you? Does it take you to the one as a student in graduate college?
It
or
takes
does
you
take
to the one that you're logged into.
But what if you didn't log in and you already have that, and you can go directly without going to your email?
Download.
You are logged in. Trust me. Like I said, Google is very sticky. You are logged into one of them.
Right, right.
Okay? It's,
Yeah, because I got two of them.
yeah.
Or you can go right where his name is, and put multiple logins up there and just switch back.
Yeah, sure you can.
I got
Right.
two
Yeah.
right here.
Oh, okay.
You just click here and just switch back and forth.
Right.
We found my private automatically.
Right. And that was one thing I was going to mention.
I have one here.
I don't think it's difficult to access as long as you're familiar with where you're logged in, but it is very easy to be logged into the wrong thing. Probably any one of your students also who has an Android phone, or if you have an Android phone, then you probably have another Gmail account associated with that.
That's good.
So if you have your students logging in their VCCS accounts and they've done some work, and then all of a sudden you get emails saying, I'm in my Google Drive and I can't find it, they're probably logged into the wrong Gmail account. They're logged into the one they have with their Android or their personal Gmail. And like I said, super sticky. Google is very good about not letting you know what you're logged into or popping up any pop-up windows to let you know. So as long as you keep that in mind, that if you have more than one account, that if your drive is empty or you don't see what you think you're seeing, check your login. Yes.
If we were at our computer in our office and we did the upload area, it would just show all the files on our computer.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Whatever drive or whatever.
Uploading. Did everybody hear the question?
No.
No.
Uploading a file to your Google Drive is exactly the same thing as saving a file to a drive, okay? The only difference is I'm going to click upload instead of save. At this point, I click upload, files. Unfortunately, I'm not on a computer that has any files. I'll probably see if I can find something. But yeah, I don't know what this stuff is, but if I wanted to upload this MP3, I believe, to my Google Drive, that's all I did. It's just like saving a file. I would click open. I don't know who that belongs to, so I'm not going to. And it would save to my Google Drive. Yes?
Does this work with Excel too, with the
Yes.
function? And
Yes.
Okay, all right,
Mhm.
all right.
Yeah, if we have time, we'd go through some more tools. But Google has an application that mirrors nearly every Office
Well, I saw
application.
PowerPoint on there, so I
Right.
was thinking it had.
And you can take your Office applications and convert them to Google Docs or whatever, to the corresponding thing. So if you have something that you would like to share, like let's say a Word document, you can actually convert it to a Google Doc. Or if you have an Excel, you can convert it to Excel for Google.
What's the difference between create and the upload?
Okay.
The difference, I mean, how can you go between them? Like, I mean, as far as create, if you create it,
Okay.
you create it on this side, on this page. The upload, you can do anything from previous files, right?
Right, if you upload, yeah, your upload is going to be a file that exists.
Then it is.
If I click create, I'm going to have the option to create a Google Doc, a presentation, which is going to be similar to PowerPoint, a spreadsheet, which is going to be similar to Excel. Form, if we have time, I'll show you forms. It's pretty handy. Yeah, they're nice. Drawing is something similar to Paint. So if I wanted to just create a new document, it's just like creating something in Word or anything else. I've got my
Can you paste and copy in that work? Okay.
Yeah, I can take nearly anything and paste it in here,
Alright.
even from a web page.
That's great.
So I'll take this. And I'm going to move that over to here. Bam. Yep,
Yeah,
it's
that's
that
fast.
easy.
There's, if I don't know if Irene can teach it this summer, but Irene teaches the 285, EG 285 course, and it's basically teaching online using Google, and you'll learn how to do all these things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she uses
I'm
Google
like,
Docs.
but
Yeah, it's a,
yeah,
you
285
can
is top.
collaborate with the other
Yeah.
students. I mean, it's a BCCS thing too.
Yeah.
And I took it this summer, and I was doing a project with the people in all these other community colleges.
Mhm.
It worked out real well.
Oh, it's nice.
Do you have to have all the people in share? They all have to have a Gmail or
Yes.
kind of mail, email.
Yes.
Otherwise, they cannot get.
Correct.
They should have access to this with their
Right.
CVCC login.
Yes. Okay. With your VCCS login.
Oh, so
BCCS.
BCCS.
Right.
And you only VCCS.
If you are a student of the VCCS or an instructor in the VCCS, I'm pretty sure all staff in the VCCS, you have access to this.
Anybody outside of VCCS, they have a Gmail, they cannot do it?
Yes, if they have a Gmail.
Yeah.
Notice,
As long as
shared.
you know their Gmail address so
Right.
that you can put it in there in that box to share.
Yeah.
Okay, how about the Yahoo email?
No,
No.
No, only Gmail.
right. It's got to be Google.
Right.
But I mean, at this point, if you don't have a Google email, I mean, well, obviously everybody here does, we've already covered that, but nearly everybody's going to have one. If you're in the VCCS or you have an Android phone, you have a Google account.
Right.
It's that,
More in-
yeah, and it's
It's more
free.
popular.
It's free. Now, I will mention, since we have there's certain applications that we got with the BCCS that maybe somebody outside won't have. So don't assume that you can share everything with them, but Google Docs, no problem.
How about the joint action of Google and Blackboard? If we can put stuff on Blackboard and the students can see everything in Blackboard, Blackboard, Smallboard, this and that, why have the Google or why have the Blackboard? Why have not only one type of program?
Because then some people complain that they don't have enough options.
No, what I mean, which one the teacher
well, they do
has
different
for the
things.
student? The one with the Blackboard?
Well, they do different things. For example, I mean, I'll give you a great example. If you, what Will's going to show you in just a few minutes, Google Sites, you can create a site in Blackboard, but then it's only available to those students for that semester.
Okay.
Let's say you want to create a site that's going to be perpetual, that you're going to have available to your students forever, or anybody else who wants to access it. You can do it in Google and either give people access to it or just have it open so people can use it.
But Blackboard is more limited.
Blackboard's more limited but more secure.
Right.
Any other questions? Would you like to see me do something? Or would you like to see Will do something? I think it's Will's turn. He's anxious to show you sites. So you can create.
Yeah.
He's gonna show us some land use sites.
You ready?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And
Sites?
Okay, I don't have a lot to show you, other than how to get in there, and then I want to kind of just freeform from there. And actually, if you don't mind, if you don't mind, just
Yeah,
shutting
go ahead.
it down. So if you look under your Brady Bunch, I like that, Brady Bunch icon here, tic-tac-toe, whatever you want to call it, there's an option for sites. So if you go into sites, and I've talked to a few instructors who are trying to incorporate some people on some stuff. You'll see it's got a couple of sites here. All you have to do, if you don't have one or you want to create a new one, is simply just create. Now, what we've gone ahead and done for your convenience is if you browse the gallery, there are some pre-existing CVCC templates, and there's 4 of them. There are 2 white templates and 2 black templates. And the difference between the 2 templates is one is laid out for a horizontal menu system above your page. The other is laid out for a sidebar menu beside the page. And then the only other difference is the black background versus the white background, and the 2 corresponding logos. So I can pick one.
Will has already created these for you.
These are already ready to go. You just pick one and say, yeah, I like that. That looks good. So select. Now I've got my template. I can name my site. College training class. You don't have to select a theme. You can. I'd actually recommend with the template. I recommend not selecting themes. It's not going to make a difference. You can put in categories or a site description. But once you pretty much have what you want, it's just I think it's just a create, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. I thought it's the bottom. It used to be. Give it a few seconds to churn. I have a basic site. Very similar looking to, what our look and feel is. So you have and here it is. So, and up at the top, I can add a new page. I can edit the existing page. So I can take the existing page and I can edit it. I can come here and say, done. You can share. You can determine how you want to share. So right now, anyone in the BCCS can find and edit, it says on this one. So I could change that. I could say anyone with the link, which is similar to what Ed was talking about earlier with his video. You can set it up so that anybody can find it as long as they can provide the link. You can set it up so it's public on the web, so anybody can find it. You can also get more restricted. You can restrict it to people at the community college that have the link, so they can't find it unless they have the link. You can even just share it privately to allow you to pick individual people you want to share with. So you can, you have a lot of flexibility with how you want to share it and if you want to share it.
I will say, if you want to do that for your class, there's no real easy way to do that. You have to enter the students in individually.
Yeah. So I'm going to leave this one for now. With that, I think that's fine for this. If I want to add another page, there's a button right up here. It looks like a page with a plus. Say add a new page. Just call it test. Got a couple of different types of pages here. Web page, announcement, file category list. Web page is fine for this example. And then you can pick how you want it to be how the navigation will work. You can have it be a top level page, so there's a tab, like you saw the tab for the home page. You can have it be a page under the home page, so it would be something that sort of slides under that. Or you can have a completely different location. So I'm going to leave it as it is, and I'm just going to say create. And now I have a test page. Falls under the home. I'm in the edit mode automatically, so. Test page is saved. Now, one thing I did notice with this when I was playing with this originally is if you choose the default mode, it's not real easy to get back to this page. It doesn't add the navigation like you think it will. You'll notice it didn't actually put it in here. So what I ended up having to do was actually change that setting when I created the page to get it to behave the way I wanted. Yeah, and I don't know why that is. What I had to do was actually change
Template with the on the side.
and it worked.
Yeah, I used the white template and
Yeah.
it puts a sub-page
It did.
at the bottom.
So maybe
Lets you get to it.
Okay. Maybe it's something with this particular template. I'll have to go back and look at the template. The nice thing about these templates too is if I adjust the templates since I made the originals, it should propagate that minor tweak to you. Yes. That you're using an existing live template. But if I click on home, yeah, it doesn't have. There's not a navigation for the test for some reason. So I'll have to check this. So the white background works though.
This is the white one with the vertical under.
Okay.
What are you looking for?
Well, when I added test, it should have added another navigation.
I got the navigation.
You did?
I did. It comes up with your configuration of it, configure your navigation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh,
Over on the right, what I did is with your option there. Go close, let's see. Have you got a close over there to your right?
cancel.
All right, now go back to your more.
Yeah,
Click on edit. Come down and click edit.
the site
The
layout.
site layout.
Yeah,
And now go up to the top near where the navigation bar would be.
this one.
No, just kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
edit site,
This one. Oh, yeah,
yeah,
that's what
there
it
you
was.
go.
That's
That's
right.
it.
That's
Mhm.
right. Let's see. Yeah, yeah, you can manually do
Which one did you hit on road navigation? Which
Yeah, you just click in the area, see how it
It
highlights
comes
it?
up with the bar.
You click on it and it gives you the ability, you can manually add in
Gotcha.
additional things. So then I click add page and then it allows me to add that. I'll have to check the settings. I thought it was set to add that in automatically. So now you've got your home page and your test page over there. Continue to add more pages. You can add sections. It has the ability to do sort of a, for lack of a better term, like a folder system, so a hierarchy, so you can make a section of, maybe if you teach a certain course and you want to have several pages under it. Like Tim, for example, I know you've got your site, you've got bio, you've got a tab in yours for bio. You can do the same kind of thing where you have a tab for bio, and then under there, there's all your, there's a bio 101 and 102, so you can have tabs for each one. And then under each one, have information for each one of those clients as an example. So you can organize information that way.
Can we link the pages?
Yes, you can. So if I, let's see. So if I want to go back and just do, and I can insert a link. Choose my home, say okay, save that. So now I've inserted a little link to go back to the
Okay.
home page. It's very similar to any other like Word or any of the other type editing tools where you can insert, you know, if you insert a link, just highlight the text you want to be the link, say insert, choose the, either type in the URL or choose the particular file that you wanted to take to your link. All the same type of functionality that Ed was talking about with Word documents. You can insert pictures, you can, you know, insert links to video, any of that kind of stuff you want to do.
You can upload things from your Google Drive.
Exactly.
Or link directly to your Google
Link to your
Drive.
Google Drive, yep. One thing I'll add about the Google Drive, we haven't tested it extensively. I'm the one that's really tested it, but I did download the client. It does work. So if you wanted to do it that way, you can do it that way as well. You can use it almost like a shared drive on your local PC that way. So it does work. I don't know how well it works outside of my computer, because I'm the one that really tested it that I know of, but it should work.
I don't know how I got it, but I have a comments thing where we could actually collaborate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's little widgets you can plug in and do all kinds of things.
I created a site and I named it my first website 2014.
Yeah.
But it went into 2 lines and I want to change the title. I already saved it and everything, but I want to change the title that would appear only 1 line. I click on the edit, but it doesn't go to the title. How do you do that?
You have to change that in the, that is
Links and
You have to go to the
page
website
template, isn't it?
and then change
might
it.
be, is it the layout or the template?
I thought it was.
Let's change it, let me see. No, I think that's just the template.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's the layout, I think that's what it is.
And it's right there.
So if you look at site layout,
So, yeah.
I know you can do it, but I've done it, I just haven't done it. Let's see.
Oh,
Where is it? Yes. There is a way.
It's hidden somewhere, because remember,
It-
well, because when
It took
when
us a
we're
while to
working,
find it.
because we had to rename Cynthia's site when we were working on it. It took us about 10 minutes to find it.
Yeah, it's kind of hidden.
Not easy to find.
Oh, wait. Here it is, okay. So it's a managed site. That's where it is.
manage
So under more, there's a managed site. And in there, you'll see training class, which is what I named this one. I can change it to just plain training, say, save, and then that would change the name to that shorter. For example, change that, say that. By now, if I go back, it should be, and it's
Yes.
just plain training. Now that doesn't, if you'll notice up here, it didn't change the URL.
Yeah.
That's pretty much fixed when you create it, so. I think you might be able to change that. I have to check that, but that really doesn't matter all that much unless it's, 40 characters long. You just don't want it to be that long. So, any questions?
I see you can use payouts. The list that is
Yeah. I don't know how the state feel about you.
well, no, but you see what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
those things used to be so complicated, you had to learn the code and all this other stuff.
They want to make it easy for
Yeah.
everybody to make money. particularly themselves.
I'm just going to mention one advantage. If you want to upload things from your Google Drive to your site, if you're using Google as, say, your faculty site, if you upload things from your Google Drive, such as maybe your academic calendar for each semester, then all you have to do is go into your Google Drive and edit it one time. So if, let's say you're linking to it from various places, when it's in your Google Drive, you only have to update it once per semester. It'll automatically change or be updated in your website or anywhere else you can send it.
Does Google Drive integrate at all with Blackboard?
No.
Okay, that kills
What
that.
do you mean by integrate?
In other words, if I wanted to save a schedule of activities or assignments,
Mm-hmm.
I've got 4 sections of the same thing.
Right. Oh.
In other words, if I wanted to do that in my Google Docs
Mm-hmm.
and just, link to that from Blackboard,
You can link to it.
Yeah.
I can link to it.
Yeah, you could do
Yes.
that.
Can't you embed Google calendars?
Yeah, you can embed, yes.
Because I've done it before, I just don't remember how.
I'm not a big fan of
Usually
Google
just type it
Calendar. I
up
have to
to
admit.
Hmm?
I don't like Google Calendar a whole lot. I mean, if you're comfortable with it, it works fine. It's
Well,
just,
like I said, I don't do it often.
Yeah.
If I do it once a semester, and then when it's time to do it again, I'm like,
Mhm.
wait a minute, I don't quite remember how to do it.
Did they,
Understood.
drop, they were investigating with Google or with Google or something that was gonna integrate this?
yeah, Google.
Google.
Oh, Google.
Google.
That's right.
Did they drop that at the
It's
BCC?
not, I don't think it's been dropped, but.
I haven't heard that
It's
term
dropped,
in a
but I
long
haven't
time.
heard
No.
talk about it here recently.
It came
Once
from
in a
that
while.
school down south.
That one we don't talk about.
Which school down south that we're talking about? Yeah. But,
You can collaborate with sites just like you can with documents as well, so you can do the same kind of sharing. Give editing rights to and collaborate on things. So.
yeah, I don't think Blackboard likes to work with anyone they can't buy. That seems to be their MO. So,
So do we have Blogger? Because, I mean,
Yes.
you're just doing instead of doing a whole site, if you just want to do a faculty page, Blogger is just as easy to create, all that,
It just doesn't have our brand built into it.
Do what?
It doesn't have our brand built into it.
You copy and paste it.
well, sure. Yeah.
But you know how to do that, but would everybody else know how to do it?
Mobile create.
How many people are interested in it? Just out of this class, just out of curiosity.
I'm gonna go quad.
I mean, it might be
Blogger,
something that we
creating a
could,
blog.
create a
Have you
template
used
for.
Google's Blogger?
Yeah.
No, well, I did it for that course I had to take.
Right.
That you took with.
So I have a WordPress blog that I've had since before I
Yeah.
came.
I thought blogging was dying.
Who?
I thought blogging was dying as a.
Oh,
Yeah, but
we
you
don't
can use the
like
Blogger
WordPress.
app to publish
Yeah.
a lot of stuff.
I keep reading how blogging is dying. I don't know.
Whether anybody listens or not.
And you don't go from this Google, Twitter, and back and forth, or is there a relationship between the public?
It's not really a relationship. I mean, you could.
You can put a link on there.
Yeah, but, you could link them or, content from one together.
Many of them, and I would think that if you get to one, you should be able to get to the other one through some side door, and other situations. Then you have to sign in with if you don't have a Twitter account, then you have to have a Twitter account. Now, how many accounts do we have? CVCC, Yahoo, Gmail, Google,
Yeah.
everybody's got
Yeah.
hundreds of accounts. And I keep forgetting my passwords.
Yes.
Going back to the previous subject, is there anything that this Google Sites can do for me that I can't do at Blackboard, basically?
Share with anyone outside.
Yeah, sharing it outside would be a
Share
big
after
thing.
the class is over.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you
Well,
keep
most of
possession
my
of it.
stuff I don't want to share outside.
Right.
Then you want to start.
Yeah, then no.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why, I mean, Google is more free to more people, but Blackboard's more secure.
Yeah.
So.
Pretty much all I have.
Okay, well, we have a couple more minutes. There's one more thing I was going to show you that is nearly completely unrelated, but it is Google. Has anyone used Google Scholar?
Yes.
Isn't it awesome?
Yes.
Look at that.
It's real exciting.
Just looking straight to the picture.
All right. If you go to your Brady Bunch, tic-tac-toe, whatever you're going to call it, calculator, and Google, again, likes to be in control, so you have to click more. And that's not even good enough. You have to click even more to get everything. Look at all these neat little tools we have.
These are a lot of undocumented features.
Yes. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there are a lot of really cool features that we have access to, and I'm not going to go through all of them, although if anyone would ever like me to do something on forms, it's probably a session within itself. But Google Scholar is a search engine, and the nice thing about it is it only returns results of primary resources. Okay? So you know how your students will go, they'll Google something and they think they've come up with really good scholarly information? Well, have them use Google Scholar. So let's say, what would be a good topic? Higher education.
In other words, there'll be no Wikipedia.
Right. And notice all the results are scholarly journals and peer-reviewed type things and primary resources. And one thing I really like about it, well, let me tell you the one thing you should know about it. You do have to pay for these things. So just going into Google a lot of times does not give you full access to the document, all right? So it's just like finding the document on the open web. Some of them will be free, some of them will not. But if you get, where your students get an article, they read the abstract that they want to use, then they can go through our library and usually find it through a journal search there. But this is just a really easy search. One thing I do like, notice it says cited by, right here. This article has been, or not article, but this work has been cited by 6,980 other scholarly writings. And you click there, you can see everybody who has cited that work. All right, so if you're doing research, let's say I read this abstract and I say, wow, that's pretty interesting. Maybe that's the topic I'm going to do my paper on. I can quickly go to the cited by and see who else has cited it. And have access to thousands and thousands of works. Don't you wish you had this when you were in grad school?
I didn't wish I had the internet.
Yeah, computer, right?
Computer.
And of course, if you want to cite something, so since students don't need to know how to cite anymore, I guess, they can just click and it'll show you how to cite it. And is that new MLA? Yes. Yeah, so students can cite their works correctly by just copying and pasting. I don't know if that's okay or not, but I guess so, since it's a technology.
Ed, does that work for author as well as topic?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, anything you search. Yeah, you can do an advanced search too. All right, so if you do all words, obviously it would come up with titles and whatever, but if it were authored by. Smith.
You're likely to get a result that way.
Okay.
A common name.
But yeah, so yeah, as Will said, everybody by Smith. And in most cases, notice this is a book, but it's apparent. I'm going to click here. What we get is an abstract, and to actually access it, so, since this is a book, you have to go to the library or go through some sort of database for it. You can also choose your, in your advanced search, let's say you're only looking for things that are recent. So let's say I just want anything from 2010 until now. Click that. And there, that way I don't get any old research. I can do a custom range for that. Obviously, I can sort it by the date. Oh, this is new. I'm just going to click it in my library. I'm going to go ahead and assume that that will allow you to save your own, to save your where you intend to cite. Any questions? I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's just, I don't think a lot of people know it exists. And it's such a powerful tool.
Is the Scholar, Google Scholar?
Google Scholar, yes.
So if we're logged into with our BCCS email address or logged into the system that way, any electronic subscriptions that this school holds will be automatically accessible to us, right?
No.
No. Okay.
No, what you'd have to do, unfortunately, what you have to do is, if you find something you're interested in, then go through our library database. Okay, so that's a little workaround for that. I mean, but this is just a really nice search engine that's a lot easier to use than going through library databases, I think. Any other questions?
Can you publish things? Where the students publish with a license or without the license? Can you publish anything? If you create a document, you create some new invention or
Yes.
new academic paper or something, can you publish it?
Not through Google, no. Yeah, I mean, you would have to go through whatever journal or whatever peer review process that you would for any other database.
You could make something publicly available.
Sure.
But it wouldn't carry the same weight as being a journal.
That's what, yeah, okay.
Any other questions? You guys want to hang around and play?
When you,
Yes.
you make the site,
Just make a comment. If you're really gonna play with Google, download the Chrome browser, and you can take that little launcher that's up there, that little thing, and put it right on your taskbar in your back of your Windows, and you don't have to go in and just click on that, and it'll take it all those applications.
Yeah, that's true. And because you have to log into the Google browser to use it, so you're logged in. Yeah. Everybody get that? If you download Google browser, since you'll be logged into the Chrome browser, I should say, then you'll automatically also be able to get into these applications.
But what I'm saying is you can take that little checkerboard thing up there,
Put it
the
on your
menu,
taskbar.
launcher it's called, and you can embed that on your Windows or Mac toolbar. And then as long as you said keep me logged in, when you click and you have Google on your Chrome on your computer, if you click on there, go to Google Docs, it'll automatically go right into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to log in and do that other thing.
Yeah, that is a lot easier.
It really is handy.
What stock did you buy just
I'm all for, usability.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
Cheap for students.
I just remember when you used to AQ.
I grew up. I didn't say threw up, I said grew up.
no, when you maybe you had to.
Yeah, and
I had to.
And I feel compelled to mention that everything you do in Google is being saved by Google and used for their profit. So even if it looks free, they're using your information for one thing or another, market research or whatever.
And if they're not the NSA.
Yeah. I actually trust people who are trying to make money off of people.
Like Microsoft, right?
Thing with the Justin Robertson.
Okay, if there are any more questions, I'll hang around. If anybody wants to just sit around and play with it, we'll be here.
How are the students are going to interact with our work in the drive? Can they, will they have to make their own drive?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Or you can share your documents that are in your drive.
I make my do on Wiki using Google.
Is it PDF friendly?
You can save it as a P, can you save it as a PDF?
I don't know if you can save it as a PDF, you can obviously save a PDF too,
Download it as a PDF, yeah.
but I don't know if you can save it on to Drive as a PDF.
Yeah.
You can, in the file, I've seen that.
Yeah, you can, yes, you can, you can save it, there you go.
Okay, so let's say you did something, some document you wrote by hand, and you scan it, download it as PDF, and then you put it on the drive.
Sure.
You can do that.
You can save, I always hate to say every, but you can save nearly every type of file to your drive as long as there's space.
Right. Okay.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Well, thank you for coming. Thanks for staying late.